preparing for, I guess, a new entire civilization, a new society. And I think what they're going to do is everybody's going to end up having, a nice house or a nice condo or whatever. And they're going to go back in and kind of tear down all the old. And this will be kind of like the rebirth of the civilization and our 1,000 years of peace, prosperity, and abundance.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you 100,000%. I got to tell you, listen, when it comes down to, learning this digital assets, it's not for everybody, not because it's not a good investment, it's because it's difficult. It's still very difficult until we get PolySign in play, until they simplify it for the masses. But when they simplify it for the masses, I personally think it's too late. When you hear, on Fox News or MSNBC that it's time to buy XRP, the party's over, folks. It's finished. Well, good afternoon, folks. We got the one and only Smitty's in the house, a Sound Alive Records. He's a music mogul like you cannot believe. He's got several 100,000 people following him on social media. Absolutely blowing it up, tearing it up like you can't believe. Folks, before you go any further, hit the pause button and go over to Rumble. Please follow us on Rumble, okay? We want to just take everybody from here and transition them over as quickly as humanly possible. Okay, QFS 1776 happens to be the holy grail of what's to come, and you need to get yourself immersed in that because you don't have a choice. You got to get into it because the world that's coming, the old world, we're burning it down to the ground. Out of the ashes will rise the phoenix, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing to go back to. You can't say, oh, I think I'm going to stay on the old fiat system. There is going to be no fiat system. Whatever money that's going to be around that's a paper money is going to be backed by gold and silver, and we're going to go back to the gold standard. It's happening right now, folks, at record level. And if you can't see it, I'm sorry to tell you, my friends, you are blind, okay? T-shirts. Get yourself some T-shirts that say NESARA. Go to QFS1776.shop, okay? Make sure you do that as well. You got to get yourself decorated. People need to understand NESARA is coming. We've had people on our show with debt forgiveness already. We've had dozens and dozens of people in our Telegram group. If you want to know how to charter these waters, you down below, you go click the Telegram group, join. There's 30,000 patriots in there waiting to take you by the hand and show you the ropes and tell you how to buy your XRP, where to buy your XRP, how to store it. The wallets are down below. Don't leave your money on the exchange, please. Don't do that because I'm telling you right now, we are in the heavy, heavy part of the storm, and you don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and some of these cabal exchanges are gone with your money. Okay, the wallets are down below. Don't trust any links on the internet because a lot of cloned websites out there, billions of dollars. Fact check me, okay? Billions of dollars have already gone missing off of these hardware wallets because you're buying the wallet from who? The hackers. Okay, so be careful. Your insurance policy, you click on the links below. If you want to buy $10,000 worth of XRP or $100,000 worth of XRP or $100 million worth of XRP or even more than that, you come see me. Why? Because my brokers are all over the world and I'm super connected. Okay, just send us an email to QFS1776@gmail.com. And in the subject line, say, I want to buy a large amount of XRP, and we'll be sure to get back to you right away. Smitty, brother, welcome to the show. It's been a while since I've had you on, about 3 months or so. I know that, you were rocking it on Twitter the last time we talked. I think you're also on TikTok, right?
People post my stuff up there all the time.
Okay, cool. What is going on, brother? I mean, this storm is wild, man. I mean, people think, oh, this thing is going to be over tomorrow, and the NESARA is here. And I say to myself, oh my God, a lot of people are out there are hopeful, they're wishful, and I understand they're the stress that they're going under. But the reality is, I always say, hey man, get into positive cash flow. Get into a business where you're making $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month, $15,000, $20,000 a month, and then the pressure comes off, and then you don't have to worry about when it happens, it happens. If they want to take another 5 years, you know what's going to end up happening? You guys get richer. That's what happens because you're going to do what? take your extra money and buy what? More of the one called XRP, which is the Bitcoin 5.0 on steroids. Would you agree with that statement or no?
Yes, I would agree. Definitely. I think people should continue to load their bags as often as possible. But yeah, I mean, the biggest crisis right now that I'm seeing is that we're seeing a lot of things crashing, and we're seeing not much help from anyone in terms of, your government is not going to help you, and you're going to have to get off your ass and just kind of figure out how to make it happen, and however long it takes. And there really is no there's no actual in the knowing like exactly when things are going to happen. They could happen tomorrow, they could happen some years down the line, but we do know that we're working through the transformation. I'm just, I'm exhausted myself, so much like many other people, don't feel like you're alone or you're by yourself. I'm working my butt off every day, and things around me are dismantling, and the good thing about when one opportunity ends, that just means that there's another one that's about to begin. So if everybody just keeps their vibration high, and you got to stay in a positive mindset, you're going to manifest what you think and what you feel. So if you're living in fear and worry and so forth, that's what you're going to manifest. Manifesting illness can happen in two different ways. You can manifest physical illness if you think about your illness all the time, or you can even manifest like a mental illness or emotional illness if you're thinking about things in the wrong way. So I mean, the best thing to do is to focus on health. So I mean, I know that you've got some cool things that you're working with, and I'm trying my best to actually stay on my path, which is holistic and organic, and we had a little bug sweep through the house, and nobody took medicine. We didn't go to the doctor. We didn't get pharmaceuticals. We actually we ate a lot of fruit, a lot of vitamin C, grapefruit, grapes, pineapple, papaya. I can't name them all. So many, and just whole foods. And we watched how nature kind of heals the body. And once you heal, instead of having to heal twice, like heal one time from the medicine, and then you have to heal one time from the sickness, and then you got to heal from the medicine. You know what I mean? Because it's toxic too. So I mean, yeah, man. Regarding XRP, I still think that things could pop off at any moment, at any time. I'm very optimistic about it. We see the whole FTX deal go down with the Bankman-Fried or whatever his name is, Sam Bankman-Fried, and now Gary Gensler once again is involved with this character. So I mean, we're kind of starting to see now like how the cabal is panicking, and so like you said, when you're on these cabal exchanges, because they're running out of money and because they're panicking, the chances of them like pulling the plug on an exchange and just taking people's money, that's 10 billion that was liquidated the other day. And then you got other examples of different exchanges and different companies who also, they stole their clients' money and freaking took off. I think right now we're still in the show, and I think these things are being allowed to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some action, because this type of behavior has happened so many times now, and I think that it's these people are breaking the law on the highest level, and it's like, why would Gary Gensler go after XRP if you have all this corruption out here, with Sam Bankman-Fried, and then you have Vitalik Buterin with Ethereum and what he's running over there, and then you got another character, the dude before him, Do Kwon, with Luna Terra. So I mean, I think we're at the point now where the final straw is FTX being shut down, Sam Bankman-Fried going bankrupt, and then we're going to see the final crash of Tether. So as they call it, the dam breaking, the breaking of the dam. And once that is done, I think then the new system can be, very rapidly and easily implemented. And that's when we're going to start seeing these gigantic buybacks on XRP, I think, settlements for people who have accrued damages, incurred damages. And, I think it's going to be a great time. So, I mean, I have to remind myself every day to stay positive and look at things from an optimistic standpoint because, while it does seem it could take a lot longer, I don't think it'll be a whole lot longer. I mean, the straws are crumbling and this whole thing is it's got to come to an end really soon. I don't think people are going to be around much longer, to even deal with this, because the most people don't have the means or the understanding or the knowledge, the teaching, the network, like you and I have. You've got a huge network. I've got a huge network. With us, it's just tapping in. Anytime we want to, we can tap into our networks. Well, most people, they work, day jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, and, they don't have the luxury to be able to tap into something. Now, it's a luxury for us, but we built it, and people don't understand the hard work that it took to build these networks and the amount of hours you put in, and then also feeding these networks. As a crypto dude myself, I have to be relevant on there all the time. No clickbait. A lot of these influencers you see online, what are they doing? Man, they're just saying and copying and pasting the same stuff that the next guy said, or they're just spewing out a bunch of nonsense. Everything that I put out there, I try to give out valuable information, and also proving to the SEC and to everyone else out there, that XRP is not a security. I use it every day for day-to-day transactions, services I render. I get paid in XRP. I pay royalties to my artists in XRP, and now I'm minting interactive music NFTs with XRP, which is really cool. And I wish everybody would go and grab one too. They're on my Twitter page, Twitter /@TheRealESmitty, and you'll see my Sologenic, or you can go to sologenic.com and find my page. I'm the real Smitty on Sologenic. And yeah, man, grab an NFT. It's going to be worth a lot more than, the price right now. My NFT start at only 100 XRP, and my most expensive one is 50,000 XRP, but that comes with a 32-inch picture frame, digital picture frame, smart TV, to where you can actually hang the NFT like in your office or in your living room. And then a signed poster, autographed physical NFT from me, and then you get the actual NFT. It's 1-in-1. It's for my one of my most popular instrumentals called "Choppers on Deck," with 3 exclamation points though. But yeah, man, I'm trying to do the damn thing and still keep the community rolling and keep crypto going. People are panicking right now. They're selling, or they're just not buying. They're not doing anything. Everybody's laying dormant. We have to remember that, this inflation is just, it's just manipulation. It's really just taxation. It's another way for them to tax us to death, and steal from us, which shows you that they're very desperate. The cabal is very, very desperate. They're pulling out everything that they can right now to try to survive, and they're not gonna. So, I mean, we're at the end now, brother.
No question about it. Hey, where are you on gold and silver? By the way, guys, down below, gold and silver, okay? Send an email, use the promo code Mel Carmine. Don't even waste your time looking for cheaper prices. They don't exist. You might have a company that has very close, but not cheaper than us. And we'll deliver the gold, the physical gold and silver anywhere in the world. All right. So don't forget, down below, send them an email, promo code. Where are you on gold and silver, Smitty?
Yeah, I mean, definitely precious metals, gold, silver. I would even say, junk silver. So basically, silver coins that are 90% silver or more. Collect it all, hold on to it. And I've got quite a bit of different things, and I've got some various like watches. I collect watches and stuff like that. And then I've got a few different currencies. I've got some dinar, I've got some Zim, and I've got some Dong. We're definitely going to have a currency revaluation because, like Mr. T says, there's got to be a level playing field, and to level the playing field would mean that each currency is one on one. One is not greater than the other. One equals each other around the world. I mean, and then that also enables currencies and digital backed currencies, which I don't think we'll see CBDCs. I think we'll see something different because CBDC is basically a central bank digital currency, and if that's the whole system that's crashing right now is the central banking system. I doubt that we'll see CBDCs. A lot of people are heavy on that, and they also talking about ISO 222 compliant tokens. And I would say look a little bit deeper. Look into the actual utilities of the coins. Don't just take anybody's word. Don't take my word. I don't give financial advice. I give people a few crumbs, and I try to lead them to the water and maybe spark their interest. And then, hey, they're like, oh well, hey Smitty, you inspired me to go and do my research, and I figured out that XYZ, boom, 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 and that's all I want to do. Spark people's interest and then give them valuable information that's going to extend their life. It's going to extend their emotional health, their mental and physical health, and spiritual health as well. So, because this is a spiritual war right now that we're in. A lot of our enemies and the people, the foul players and so forth, man, you can't even see them. They're hidden behind, the Iron Curtain, and it's a crazy time right now. So you got to be on it. You got to be aware. You got to be ready to, do what you have to do for your family. I was talking to XRP Lion the other day. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, we're trying to get him on the show, as a matter of fact. Tell him to contact me, please.
I love him, man. That dude right there, he said some most amazing, beautiful words to me the other day. I was feeling kind of down, and he was like, listen, he's like, Smitty, this is for you. You're one of God's people, and, you will get, he said, do what you got to do for yourself and your family, and it will all come back sevenfold. Now, when he said sevenfold, he was saying times seven, times seven, times seven, times seven, times seven, times seven, times seven.
7 times.
So you do the math. Yes. You get what I'm saying? So it's not, you don't multiply it by 7. You multiply it by 7 times. And then another 7 times. That's what sevenfold really means. And when I did the math and I was checking things out, I said, man, this is amazing. This is beautiful. So, I mean, I do feel like I don't know what Mr. T is going to say Tuesday, but I in my heart and soul, I feel like maybe we might start or maybe get a little disclosure of NESARA. I'm crossing my fingers because it would be great. And that would mean that we'd have blockchain elections in March or 120 days after the announcement. Then there's also the possibility that it won't get announced at all. Then there's a possibility that we all might wake up and find a nice little gift inside of our bank accounts, So I mean, we're at a stage right now though where I don't think things can continue the way that they are, and so you have to be on your extreme awareness, and you got to be smart. I'm still stacking up my XRP. But at the same time, I've kind of transitioned. I'm almost using it like currency every day. And with Uphold, I'm able to like send the money. I can use my Uphold card and send it to my PayPal or to my bank, or I can make a purchase, pay a utility bill, pay the internet bill, go grocery shopping, whatever I need to do. So I mean, and I think that there'll be plenty of XRP in the future, and because of the value the immense value that it's going to be, you won't need a whole lot of it. The more you have, obviously, the more people you can help. And I think when they finally hit the switch, it's going to be about the people who have a lot of XRP. What are they going to do to help other people? How are they going to come out and do as much as you can to try to help folks? Because I mean, that's what it's going to be about. And then rebuilding. Now, the other question I have, honestly, and just looking at things, Mel, is even where I'm at in the East Coast, in near Florida, everywhere I turn, there's a new neighborhood being built, new condos, new houses. I mean, it's so much to the point where, it's like we're preparing for, I guess, a new entire civilization, a new society. And I think what they're going to do is everybody's going to end up having, a nice house or a nice condo or whatever. And they're going to go back in and kind of tear down all the old. And this will be kind of like the rebirth of the civilization and our 1,000 years of peace, prosperity, and abundance.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you 100,000%. I got to tell you, listen, when it comes down to, learning this digital assets, it's not for everybody, not because it's not a good investment, it's because it's difficult. It's still very difficult until we get PolySign in play and until they simplify it for the masses. But when they simplify it for the masses, I personally think it's too late. When you hear, on Fox News or MSNBC that it's time to buy XRP, the party's over, folks. It's finished.
Got to buy it now.
Yeah. So either, if you don't want to do the digital stuff, that's fine. You can still have a window of opportunity to buy gold, to buy silver. The link's down below. Make sure you get yourself, because you don't have to think. You just buy it. You hold it. It's a physical asset. You put it in your safe, whatever you want to hold it, and that's it. And you're gonna want to have one of these things. One of those things to protect your shit, right? And so the other thing, you also can, buy some dongs, buy some bolivars, buy some zims, buy some dinars. Okay, go that route. That's not digital, because that there's going to be a major transfer of wealth in that respect as well. Okay, right now, you know what I'm doing, bro? You're gonna love this. You've heard of becoming a state national, correct?
Yep.
Okay, I went completely the other way because I've been studying the field now for about a year. I did a podcast with a very famous name, David Straight. The video went to 190,000 plus people downloaded the video. It's got millions and millions of hits at this point from other people just download. Anybody could download my stuff. There's no copyright strike. You want to download any of my YouTube videos, any of my Rumble videos, and go, it's free range. Go wild. I came to the conclusion that I went after the oldest guys in the space. Margie and Jack Flynn, they've been doing it for combined over 130 years. Okay, they're up there in age, but they're still sharp as a tack. We just, as a matter of fact, today will be class number 8 that we record. The constitutional law, the Constitution of 1787, is the most important document. If you want to understand what a screw job the United States of America is, as much as you think it's a screw job, it's 1,000 times worse than you thought. And when you go through our course, which is going to reside exclusively at QFS1776.com, you have to opt in, you have to, create a password and all that stuff. The course is free of charge. If you want to donate to the Flynns, there's a donate button, but you don't have to, and you don't have no more excuses. I can't afford it. No, you can, because it's free. If you don't have $5, man, you definitely need the course, okay? And it teaches you how to, you don't have to have a driver's license, you don't have to have insurance, you don't have to have registration, okay, for driving for personal use, all of that stuff. How to not pay taxes legally, not illegally, okay? How to write affidavits so that you could sue your school board, how to write affidavits so you could sue your local congressman, your local senators, okay, your local whatever councilman, your mayors. These people have never lost a case. Let me repeat that. They have never lost one case. They used to live in New Mexico. You're going to get a kick out of this. They sued everybody. Every time somebody made a mistake, they wrote an affidavit, but they wrote it according to what? The Constitution of America. The constitutional law of America supersedes state law, which supersedes state national. Okay, if you do a state national, yes, there's some value to that, but you want to become an American constitutionalist. When you come out of that course, you are physically the real attorney, not this attorney school with these attorneys that have a chip on their shoulder that think they're better than the rest because they went to a brainwashing school. They are serving the master. They were brainwashed to serve the master. You got many agencies, the FBI, Department of Justice, the IRS, all these agencies are registered under what? A corporation. They have nothing to do with the American government. Like the Federal Reserve is as federal as Federal Express. You guys have heard the terminology, okay? So they got so good at this that they were living down in Mexico, New Mexico, and the judge realized that these guys are bulletproof. You can't beat them. So it got to a point where they would just go into the back room of the courthouse. They would hand them over the affidavit. He would sign that thing, that affidavit, and that's it. Whoever was trying to do something bad can no longer, and never even saw the courtroom. 99.99999% of the time, you never even get to the courtroom because these things are so bulletproof. Okay, nobody wants to fight you. These people, when they did go to court, there's a few words. If you learn how to say them, they're so powerful. Words are powerful. And if you use the words of the Constitution, they're even more powerful. They said, Judge, are you willing? They don't even call him judge. They don't give him any nobility, no notoriety at all. They say, are you willing to abide by the Constitution of America? And if they say no, they say you are dismissed. Step down. You have any judges? But because they have to literally, and they forfeit their pension, they forfeit their salary, they forfeit everything if they're not willing to abide by the real Constitution of America, 1787. I can't stress it enough how important it is for all you folks to take the class. It's going to be released probably ahead of time, probably no later than the end of this month. Okay, there'll be comments underneath. Okay, there's the Constitution in audio and the real Constitution of 1787 that you can read, print it out, and memorize it. If you got kids that you're trying to homeschool, 7th graders, 8th graders, 9th graders, they're ready for this. We're going to train the next generation of people, and we're going to empower them, and we're going to take this country back. Make no mistake about it. You see, I thought I was awake, and I was. But the one thing I was guilty of is not studying the most important document we have, and that is the 1787 Constitution.
Yep.
Who is your favorite rap artist that is not mainstream? I'll tell you mine is.
It's not mainstream. Mostly guys that have passed away, honestly.
Okay. How about Immortal Technique? You like Immortal Technique?
He's a little too liberal for me.
Is he? Yeah.
Oh, he's a mega liberal.
Really, I didn't know that.
Mega. I'm talking about
Dance with the Devil.
That Immortal Technique has his entire Twitter page is bashing Mr. T.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He was dope, man. Around the time I want to say around 2010, 2011, 2012. He was going at the cabal. They probably got to him because he switched his tune. And yeah, I mean, that guy right there is mega, is as liberal as it gets, and really and truly in the music business, especially in hip hop, 95% of these artists and rappers and musicians are they're liberals, man. And I don't want to say they're liberals. I feel like maybe they might go even a little bit deeper. They've been bought out. They're CCP puppets. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because that's really what it is. A lot of liberalism is really just it's what the media can call it. It's what people can call it, and it's also there to sow division. So you can say, "Oh, I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative. I'm a liberal." We're not on the same team. You're a Republican. I'm a Democrat. XYZ. I mean, it's just different ways to divide people. But really and truly, what the people don't understand is that this is all part of a larger plan which is to destruct and destroy America from within, and that's more of like a CCP takeover type of plan.
They're
So
going
I
to fail
mean,
miserably. You know that, right?
they've already failed. Yeah, the country's secure right now. It's being run by literally the military is running the country right now. And this is all kind of just part of the theater and whatnot. I saw something the other day. I don't know if it's true, but I thought it was funny. It was two faces. It was one half of Biden's face, and the other half was Jim Carrey, and they stuck it together. And I mean, it was an identical match, man. So I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows who's playing Mr. B?
That's funny, bro.
I'll send it to you, man. I'll send you the picture. But yeah, man, I mean, 1-1, they took it, put them right down the middle, and their noses came together perfectly. Their lips, the size of the head. I mean, it was so everything. And I was like, wow. Goodness. And if you think about it, a few years back, Jim Carrey was that guy who was on SNL doing his thing, and he did a great Biden impression.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot going on, man. There's so much behind the scenes that we don't know about. I was getting intel from another buddy of mine that the mass arrests have began like last week. Well, they've been ongoing for some years now, they kicked it into high gear, and so we're gonna hear some more disclosure. I know that when FISA drops, I mean, that's going to be a whole nother revelation for everybody to see. So, I mean, it's so much, man. It's really so much. And everything right now, we can honestly say that we're in like the kind of the ending credits of this whole freaking thing. I don't expect it to go on much longer. And, people say, 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. I don't even think it'll be that long. I think by the middle of the summer, in summer of 2023, we'll all be out partying on our yachts, popping bottles and eating shrimp and clams and oysters. You know what I'm saying?
But before we do that, we're going to have our humanitarian projects in place. You see, There's a whole new genre of multi-billionaires, multi-trillionaires, multi-quadrillionaires will come out of this. Okay, I believe the Brad Garlinghouses and the Chris Larsons.
Listen,
those people are quadrillionaires.
What I'm doing to do that, and this is why I need everybody to support and come buy an NFT and come on my Soulgenic and buy an NFT. I'm taking 10% of everything I make in all my salaries and in XRP and anything that I make, and I'm setting it aside, putting it into a trust, and I will be using that trust in the future for specifically for humanitarian projects in Central and South America. I want to give back to my people, and I want to go into places that are impoverished, and I want to turn them into, Trump Hotel. I want everybody to have a gold toilet, and that's really what's going to happen, man. And that's what NESARA is about. It's about taking third world countries and turning them into luxurious places. And so, if you think about it and you think about all the leaders in the world that have been taken out by the cabal and the deep state, involving the central bank and creation of currency and, putting precious metals in their currency. I don't want to say like a whole bunch of names or whatever. You look at their what they built and what they offered their citizens. They gave them stock, and they gave them percentages of the company's of the country's resources. You get money every time you have a child. You get money every time that you a wedding or you get married. You get money for your education to further. You get money to start a business. And I mean, that's the way that it should be, man. I think the most abundant thing on this planet should be money, and so that people can spend it. Money is meant to be spent. And that's what drives an economy. And I think that the more money there is and the more opportunities there are, and we eliminate things like poverty and hunger, starvation, and homelessness, That removes about 2/3 of the stress that's already on this planet to begin with. Because I mean, even at this point, people right now we're prisoners of war and we're slaves, and we're slaves to a system right now it doesn't favor us. It favors those who control it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's vital. Like I said, I'm taking 10% of anything that I make, and it's going into a trust, and then that money will be dispensed for humanitarian projects in Central and South America, and other parts of the world as well. I'd like to travel out to Asia. I want to go to Malaysia, Sonapat. I want to go to Maldives. I want to travel to Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines. I want to go everywhere. I'm an exotic type of a guy. Definitely coming down to Costa Rica and Guatemala and Panama and El Salvador, Ecuador, Colombia, Peru, Chile, Brazil, just the entire central.
Yeah. What part of South America you derive from?
So I'm Chilean. I was born in Santiago de Chile, and I'm also native. And I've got a couple others. See, yeah. So I have other bloodlines in me too as well. I mean, you can kind of see it. A lot of people know. They notice my indigenous look and kind of tribal look. But I'm very proud to be Latino and also native, and to be a part of a culture, a beautiful culture of people who when I was adopted and brought to this country, and I'll tell you what, I didn't know what fear was. I didn't know what sadness was. I didn't know any of these emotions until I came here. And I was raised in poverty, like, on rice and beans diet and born into total, complete third world poverty. And I was still a happy kid. And I came here when I think I had my 4th birthday in the States, and I became a citizen when I was 5. I was raised by an American family who at the time was middle class to on their way to being well off. They made it there. They got to the well off part, and then my dad lost his job, and that went down the toilet. So we went right back to kind of square one. So growing up, being around various things, alcoholism, some types of abuse here and there. I learned what fear was. I learned what sadness was. And I also learned a lot of things that, I never understood. So the beauty of it is you've got people in third world countries, and they're some of the most happiest people on the planet. And you look at what they have nothing. They have nothing, but they're extremely happy. So you have to look down sometimes and look at yourself and look in the mirror and say, well, I'm grateful for everything that I do have, because it could be a lot worse.
Absolutely. I agree. A lot of these countries, the people are very happy, but the happiest people in the world, not because I'm partial and I'm married to a Filipina. In the Philippines, I don't think they get happier than that. As a matter of fact, if there's, the people of the Philippines are the most adapt people to be in the hospitality business. I mean, they are unbelievable. Okay. The happiest people in the world are in the Philippines. And the Asian
How about some
culture,
street food?
Yeah. Oh my God. Are you kidding? Please don't remind me. I was there for almost 3 months. I love that street food. And they're so adapt, and they're so committed, and they're so they're a different breed. Like the Chinese, for example, the Chinese come to the United States, they don't speak any English. They only know say $1, $1, $1. And next thing you know, they're saying $5, $5. Next thing you know, they own the freaking block.
There you go.
There you go. And they take 10% of what they make, like you said, they take 10% of what they make and they put it all into a pool. All the Chinese businesses do this. Okay. And what they do is somebody wants to come in from China, they fly you in, they put you in an apartment fully furnished, they give you a car, they give you money, and they put you in business. They don't say go look for a job.
They say let's get to work. People. Let's get to the business. Yeah, man.
Exactly. Awesome. And they're amazing, and they're committed, and they're hardworking, and they'll work. They'll work around the clock. They'll run circles. Then the American people say, why do these Chinese people have so much? Because they work 18 hours a day.
There you
They
go.
don't take a vacation, twice, 3 times a year. They sacrifice. They're disciplined. I was watching a show the other day. There's a great channel that I came across that they look like 2 twin brothers. Black Swan Capitalist is the name of the channel. So I just gave you guys a plug. And Jim Valley is on an interview with them. The name of the actual video is Jim Valley interview. New XRP price prediction. Let me tell you something. This guy has a new price prediction every 6 months, and he's getting closer to the number that I'm talking about, which is $100,000 per XRP. And they need it to be that number, not because Smitty and Mel Carmine are greedy, is because that's the number they needed to be at to move the mountains, financially speaking, of money that we're going into this new world conservatively. And I'm going to give you my estimate for it, and you could go do your own homework, okay? When you're talking about almost everybody in Africa is unbanked. You're talking most of Southeast Asia, unbanked. Most of India is unbanked. When that money has to travel through the XRP, and the XRP that's scalable to 3.5 trillion transactions per second, the one that's already moved trillions of dollars and never made a mistake, not even for 1,000th of a penny. Okay, when you start to understand that the UBI needs to also travel through that XRP, and you're looking at 1.8 billion people that are going to get a universal basic income, you start to do the math. Crack out your calculators, ladies and gentlemen. You do the math. You think you're going to move, $50 quadrillion per year, the gold, the silver, corporation to corporation, government to government, all the big money. The remittance is a small Mickey Mouse game. Okay? When you're talking about moving all the money on earth, and the one that's going to do it is the XRP, holy moly, you're sitting on a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
So this interview with Jim Valley, we'll leave the interview down below as well. Black Swan Capitalist, in case we forget to put it down below. Jim Valley interview - new XRP price prediction already set. Okay, that is the name of the title of the video. Go watch that video. And this guy studied to be an attorney. Him and his family own a Fortune 500 company called Val Hill Capital. Okay, this is not some guy that's like needing the money either. Okay, he said it's going to be astronomical. Now there's some people that are saying much bigger than that. Even what's his name, David Schwartz, aka Satoshi Nakamoto, has said $1 million on 3 occasions on Twitter. They've recently, not recently, but they've since the last tweet that was like 2 years old, 2 years ago. He said it's for a third time, $1 million XRP, because the new financial, what are they going to call financial service centers? They're not going to be called banks anymore. They're not going to be here to, suck the blood out of you. And every one of those financial service centers is going to have to run on what? PolySign. Very simple. Everybody's going to be able to do banking just like you do banking right now when you go on the portal for Bank of America or Chase and so on. Very simple. Everybody's going to be able to do it. They're going to take the guesswork out of it. And they're all going to have to be running. Those are the banks that are going to survive. Financial service centers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's what's going to happen, folks. That's what's going to happen. Brother, anything else you want to add? Give yourself another plug just so you guys know exactly where to find this man. He's an incredible guy to follow.
No, I appreciate it. Last thing I want to say is just, everybody to kind of raise their vibration and try to eliminate the fear and the doubt and the uncertainty. I guess they call it fear, uncertainty, doubt, FUD, fudding. And I mean, remove that in every aspect of your life, because we're here. We're right here at the door. We're knocking, and the door can fire open at any time. It's just a matter of manifestation, and things will speed up and move along a lot quicker if everybody's on a good vibe and positive vibration. You can find me here, Twitter at @TheReallySmitty. You can follow my record label, Sound_Alive_REC, which is Sound Alive Rec, or you can just type in Sound Alive Records. you can come to soundaliverecords.com and you can get music distribution and a plethora of other services, to move your artist career forward. And then, lastly, definitely, come to my man Mel. He's the plug for the XRP Gold, Silver. Links at the bottom of the screen. And, guys, stay safe and stay positive. And we're going to win this battle. We're going to win this war. And I'll talk to y'all another time.
Brother, thank you for coming. We're going to say goodbye to the audience. I'm going to hold you over for an extra 10 minutes if you don't mind. And guys, if you listen this far, we depend on you. You guys are the digital soldiers. Don't forget to go get a subscription over at Rumble. Okay, subscribe to me on Rumble. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. Sprinkle us out there, please. Bye-bye.